The Marine Toys for Tots foster care program is bringing hope to children who need it most. Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care, often with only a small bag of belongings. More than 400,000 children face trauma and uncertainty, many before age 8. This May, during Foster Care Awareness Month, Toys for Tots is creating Room for Joy. In 2025, nearly 375,000 children received comfort through toys, books, and essentials, reminding them they are not alone. Donate now and change a child's life.
What's happening to businesses that have, because of the price of gasoline and jet fuel? With us today is Spero Georgedakis. I mean, even I'm having difficulty pronouncing Greek names. He's the owner of Good Greek Moving. Well, Spero, what the heck is going on? I know the price of gasoline and diesel fuel are up, and talk to us about it.
Yeah, John, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for all truckers. You know, I'm in specialized transportation with the moving and storage, but all trucking businesses, freight and otherwise. Fuel is a problem. Of course it's a problem, but we know why it's a problem, John. Unlike in years past where, you know, it was to our own demise. We were creating our own problem. This is a little different. You know, we know that it's the Iran conflict, obviously.
Yeah, we were hoping, Spero, that this conflict would take 30 days, then it became 45 days, and now maybe it's 60 days. So, you know, I know President Trump's hands are tied because of Iran is being a little bit unreasonable, hopefully to see who blinks first. But in my opinion, being in the oil business, it's a short-term conflict. And I'll give you my second opinion. There's no shortages of gasoline or diesel fuel in North America. And the big producers that take the product out of the ground are following Brent, which has a problem because of the Strait of Hormuz. So how can we help businesses in North America and the United States, like you, and Spirit Airlines has the same problem?
That's right. I was just going to say, Spirit Airlines has the same problem, and you know, we all have to make adjustments. You know, whether it's price adjustments or personnel. That's what good businesses have to do to survive, and you know, and we got to keep our fingers on the pulse. We got to know what's going on, and look, we got to stand behind the president. His hands are tied, but he's the best at what he does. And I have faith. I have faith.
I have the same faith. I have the same faith. We're allowing Iran to have a nuclear bomb is non-negotiable because someday they'll give it to Hamas or Hezbollah or the Houthis, and then somebody will have a major problem. And I don't understand why the French and the Germans are objecting to no nuclear bombs for Iran.
You know, John, I'm a New Yorker like you, and I'll never forget, you know, 1979. Okay, what happened? And for 47 years, I've lived with that. We've all lived with it, right? That invisible guillotine over our heads. Of course they would use a nuclear bomb. They've proved that. They bombed everybody. And Greece, Italy, France, all these countries are within reach. Today, they're within reach. They can never have a nuclear bomb.
They can never have it. And the Germans the other day, the prime minister said to the why not let them having a nuclear weapon? I mean, that is, for Germans, that's really stupid, isn't it?
That is unbelievable for a nation that should want to bury that kind of a past. Okay, why remind us? Okay, why remind us why people shouldn't have that type of weaponry that can't be trusted in this world as good neighbors, as a state?
Well, Spero, I ask you that I think what you have to do, running a business, because I ran a lot of small businesses, and you got a major business. You're expanding all over the United States. Maybe you should just put a temporary surcharge on it while the war is on?
You know, the fuel surcharge has always been it's always been an itemized cost on all freight bills, bill ladings. It's always been there, and we raised it. What was it, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and we've not raised it since. Right. So for the last 5 or 6 years, the surcharge hasn't been raised. It's been static, but I would love to lower it, but we can't. So I find other ways to help the customer. You know, we lower some of our hourly rates, or we give them more value added, right? And we kind of we try to help them, but at the same time, interest rates, fuel, these are things that are out of our control, and any business owners. So we do what we can.
Well, and the other thing, President Trump is trying to bring down interest rates, and Chairman Powell is not cooperating it, and he's using the war, which is temporary, as an excuse.
Well, we know that that's political, and we know that that's ego-driven. You know, he's just trying to slight the president, and it's amazing that not everybody sees that, because it hurts all of us. All of us. I don't care how you vote. You know, at the end of the day, the finances, they affect every household, okay? So, yeah, I can't wait for a change there. And, you know, again, a change for the better. You know, is what we need.
Yes. Spero Georgedakis, did I say it right yet?
That's it. You got it.
The owner of Good Greek Moving, the #1 moving company. What is your webpage in case people want to call you or text you?
It's goodgreek.com. Goodgreek.com. And
well, I always remember
international.
Yes.
Yeah.
National and international. I'll always remember the word goodgreek.com. Thank you so much for coming on this Sunday morning, and good luck. And we're all going to survive, and we're all going to live long and prosper.
God bless. Thank you, John.
Take care.
Oh, it's out of here. Home run Ferry Hawks.
Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Come out to the ballpark as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Charleston Dirty Birds May 5th through the 10th. Grab the kids and come on out. We kick it off on Tuesday, May 5th with Cinco de Baseball with $5 tickets and $5 food and beverage specials. And we end the week as we celebrate all moms on Mother's Day. Moms get in free. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.